and welcome to the pre-December USDA Report webinar from Progressive Ag. My name is Lynn Baldus, an attorney with Progressive Ag Law. Joining me are Randy Martinson, market analyst for Progressive Ag Marketing, and Peter Kemp, an attorney with Progressive Ag Law. Let's get right into it. Randy, what do you expect from the December USDA report, and what can farmers do with the information?
Thanks, Lynn. Traditionally, the December USDA report really doesn't bring significant information to the trade. The biggest thing that we're looking at is USDA is coming in to make minor adjustments. The big thing is that USDA is looking at their December 30th quarterly grain stocks report, which gives us an idea of where the stocks are at, and it also tells us basically where our demand has been at. Then in January, USDA comes out with their final production estimates. That's where a lot of the changes are going to take place as far as the production and demand. We might see some minor tweakings of some numbers in this report as USDA always makes some adjustments. And one would expect to see it more in the demand side, not so much in the production side. Right now, the average trade estimates have stocks not changing much for wheat, corn, or soybeans in this report, whether the US numbers or whether it be in the world numbers. The one surprise that we might see out of this would come out of the world numbers if USDA was to come in and make some adjustments as far as Brazilian production is concerned. Now, we're not expecting to see that, as Brazil has had some issues as far as the north is concerned with production, and more so dry conditions, and the south has been a little bit wet. Overall, though, when you look at it as a combination, the country is doing fairly well. And so we're not really looking at many changes to come yet. It's early in the season. The monsoon season hasn't hit yet, so we're not looking for big adjustments. Going back to the U.S. numbers, what we could see possibly is an adjustment as far as corn exports are concerned. They've been slow. We might see a pullback in those, and we could see a little bit of an increase in feed demand for corn. On the flip side, for soybeans, what we'd look at is just a small adjustments as far as crush demand and as well as exports. In all, though, don't look for a lot of change. If producers want to do something ahead of this report, one thing I would look at telling them is look at locking basis levels in or selling cash, as a lot of elevators and users have tightened up their basis levels to encourage farmers to move product ahead of the end of the year. Once we get into the Christmas season, the holiday season with Christmas and New Year's, this market's going to get flat and we're going to see the possibility of some little bit of a pullback in the market. And as we mentioned, that January report, we expect that to be bearish, as that's where we expect USDA to come in and increase production. That will, I think, bring the lows to this market and give us an incentive to come back and look at buy product. Overall, this report we're not expecting the December report to tell us much, and it should be virtually a non-event as far as the markets are concerned.
Okay. Thanks, Randy. We turn now to another issue facing American farmers, the Syngenta corn lawsuit. Here to talk about that case is Peter Kemp, an attorney with Progressive Ag Law.
Thank you, Lynn. Many of you have heard about the Syngenta GMO corn litigation. Syngenta is a major supplier of seed to farmers nationally, and one of their products is Viptera corn seed, which is genetically modified to withstand certain pests. Syngenta marketed Viptera corn to U.S. farmers who are supplying both domestic and international markets, including China. While Syngenta made assurances that Chinese regulators were going to approve GMO Viptera corn, China in fact had a no-tolerance policy and effectively closed their market to U.S. corn after discovering Viptera traits in imported corn. These actions damaged the U.S. corn market, and many farmers are taking action to recover their losses. Progressive Ag Law has partnered with Phipps, Anderson, and Deacon, who have experienced litigating GMO market closures, as this short video will explain.
My name is Martin Phipps, and I am from the great big town of Breckenridge, Texas. I grew up in a town I like to tell people had 3 stoplights. Those values you bring from a small town, being honest, telling the truth, and standing up and believing in something, is something that we do here at our firm.
I'm Barry Deacon. I'm originally from Arkansas, grew up in a family law firm. Farming's been a big part of my professional life in representing farmers and agricultural-related entities my entire practice.
You may ask, why hire Phipps, Anderson, and Deacon? The best answer I give you is because we are so proud to represent farmers that it's the most important thing when you walk into our building and see what we do.
Part of my background was being involved in representing a co-op of rice farmers against bare crop science in the rice litigation that began in 2006. With my background in the rice litigation, that's important because that was genetically modified rice that was being experimentally tested that contaminated the U.S. rice crops. That litigation is very, very similar to the Syngenta corn litigation, where an unapproved trait was marketed to China.
What you're going to find out in this case is when Syngenta released Viptera to sell to you, they hadn't even applied to China for approval. Because of that, they took a risk, and that risk ended with you losing the China market. When you're choosing a lawyer to represent you in the Syngenta litigation, every lawyer is going to tell you that they're the best. We don't have to say anything to you. We just want you to look at our record. We are the lawyers who tried and won the rice case. We're the lawyers that developed the damage models. We're the lawyers that got the punitive damage verdicts. The rice case settled for $750 million. I'm very proud to tell you that my farmers, the people that I represented, got $50 million more than everybody else. We get asked every day, is this going to be a class action? And I want to make the answer real clear. We're not class action lawyers. We represent individual farmers against Syngenta and other big companies. And why do we do that? Because class actions don't help the clients. They only help the lawyers. Each one of you farm differently. Each one of your damages are different. So what we believe is we're going to represent you individually and not like some class action lawyer.
We are certainly not against the technology that Syngenta has come up with in producing their seed. We're actually for that technology because it's good for the American farmer. What we have a fault with is what Syngenta has done in marketing its corn. It's done it in an irresponsible way, and that has affected all of us.
I don't know about you, but we need more places to sell our corn, not less. And so all we're asking Syngenta to do is to stand up and do the right thing. The same thing you do every day when anybody comes to you with an issue. You may ask what makes us different at Phipps Anderson Deacon. The answer is simple, is we care. I've been on a combine and I know how hard it is to farm. And because I'm gonna make sure when I get done with this case and I come and sit in your living room, that you're proud that I'm your lawyer.
Our team is prepared to bring your claim against Syngenta. We're handling these cases on a contingency fee basis, which means we will not be paid unless we successfully try or settle the lawsuit. And we will pay all the costs of litigation. We believe in this case and are putting our money where our mouth is. All farmers may have a claim against Syngenta regardless of whether they grew Syngenta corn. For more information about this case, call the number on your screen or visit progressiveaglaw.com.
Thanks for that information, Peter. We will be back with another webinar after the December report goes live on December 9th. That webinar will be live streamed, providing farmers with real-time analysis of the report. Thanks for watching.
Everything